So let's start off with some tarot. Like the way that looked. Excuse my sniffling, y'all. I have allergies. There's something else going on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I see that you've gone through a cycle period of growing, like just growing up and growing into yourself. I feel you had to take care of someone, like you had a maybe family, like family that you had to kind of take care of, but it was good times, or not necessarily good times. Hold on, let me look at this moon, because I feel like this moon is really trying to tell me something. Okay. Okay. So I feel like you're looking into the past and you have this nostalgia for how you grew up. But I feel like the moon is saying that you're looking at this with rose-colored with rose-colored glasses, right? Like you see the pink in that? Like, you're looking into this and you having all of these great thoughts and you're not remembering how things really were. I feel like so like the swords, right? The Page of Swords, it's like all of this energy, all of this information, all of this curiosity. So it's like a nostalgia, curiosity, and then like illusions, I feel like. And so I feel like you've going on into this spiritual journey, and you kind of like in a honeymoon phase with it, right? You've picked up all this knowledge. Yeah, you've picked up all this knowledge. And instead of, and you understand that what happened in your past is giving you this strength and now, like you went through it and it's giving you this strength. So instead of really looking into it for how it was, you have this nostalgia look into it now, because you feel like it's what you had to go through. I'm not gonna take these 3 cards because I think it's like 3 or 4. You're not looking into how it really was because of the philosophy that you're learning, right? But the danger in that, the illusion in that, is that you can't heal it if you try to make the excuse that, well, it wasn't that bad. Like, no, it wasn't that bad, but you do still have to acknowledge what it is that was the trauma for you in order to heal that trauma. Like, she's walking, even though she has all this knowledge and she has all of these things going on, and she's very skilled at doing multiple things, she's still walking a tightrope, right? Like, she's still balancing out, like, she could still fall off this cliff. Like, you're doing a tightrope with this illusion that you're giving yourself. Like, it's not based in reality, so you're tiptoeing. And at any point, this is such an illusion of a false reality that you're giving yourself, that if you don't keep it up, you can either get carried away with it or you can fall. Both of those are not going to get you all the way to the other side. You need to touch ground here. You need to get grounded in the reality of the situation. So, and the 2 of Wands in the Hierophant. So I feel like you're very eager. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who's just maybe not just started your journey, but haven't been on it for a really long time, and you're really anxious to get to the end of what you perceive the end. You're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm waking up. I'm getting my knowledge. And you're looking at it really, you're looking at it very longingly, and your attitude about it is really great. So I don't want to say that you have a false sense. It's not a false sense. It's just, you have to understand that this is a journey. Okay, it's a journey. It's a lesson. It's the training. You have to go through all of those things before you start reaping the success of before you start reaching the success of what it is to really start tapping in to perhaps what you feel is a more advanced state of awakening. That's what, because, yeah. That, I definitely feel like that's what it is you looking at this journey with this idea of what you think it's supposed to be based on some of the things you've heard, some of the things you've read, some of the things you feel inside, but not tackling the harder things in your past. And I feel like some issue you have with your inner child has, and looking at it as not really tackling what the inner child is really trying to tell you. Instead, just like, oh, where everything was okay, this was that, I had great times, blah blah blah. It's not going to get you to where you want to be, which is the actual learning, the actual sitting down and taking in the information and doing the work. Like, he's at the bottom and he's happy about that. Okay, because he has all these stairs that he has to climb in order to reach that full enlightenment, but he's cool with that. He's sitting there and he's like, I know that I'm going to get it eventually. I'm grateful for what I'm learning right now, though. And I feel like you are too. You're definitely changing. You definitely changed a lot in your life. Five of Cups. Yeah, I still feel like that Five of Cups and this Six of Cups is very related right now. It's very related. I feel like this card here with this card next to it is saying that in order for your rebirth to really happen, you got to get out of this illusion of this here and really come to terms with what really happened. Get out of this false narrative of everything was all right. Like, acknowledge the pain first before you do the whole I'm over it, because this is saying that you're really not over it. You've read some books, you've done some things, you may have seen some cards. Way too many cards fell out. You may have seen some readings telling you that you're supposed to be this and you're supposed to let things go and forgive, and all of that is great. But how you do that is you have to acknowledge the hurt first. You have to pinpoint it, you have to acknowledge it, breathe it, let it go in that way. And I feel like this card is saying that you're really not doing that. These two cards here is saying that you're really not doing that. You're really going on a logical, yes. You're really going on a logical path. Like, you logically know that you're supposed to let it go. But internally, emotionally, you haven't really done the work yet. Because you're very anxious to be on this path, but you're not actually really on the path yet. You're really just stepping onto the path. Yep. So you see how this took a turn, how this is here. Now we're really here. Okay, this is where you are in your head But this is where you are in your heart. But you have guides to help you. I feel like these guides, this is so I feel like your guides are looking at you. And they seeing you struggle. And one of your guides is your higher self here. Looking at you struggle with these conflicting ideas and what you think you're actually believing, but deep down you still have all this other stuff that's tangling you up. You can't move, you can't see, but you hear things. So that you hear, I feel like you're clairaudient, right? Like you get the messages, you get downloads, but you can't hear it and you don't really move on it in the way that you're supposed to heal this moment here, to heal what you're in right now. You're giving yourself a false sense of security, but your rebirth is really going to happen when you learn to listen to what you're hearing. Because normally I would find this card to be a thing that you and I still feel like this is a card that you've done things to yourself. And usually these crows, these birds, I feel like are wrapping this around her. But for you right now, I feel like these birds are trying to remove these strings, this bondage away from you. So I feel like they're trying to help you see the truth. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm also with this, like this usually gives me a vibe of attacking and squawking at you and picking you and just they're doing this to you, like you're in a situation where something's being done to you, right? But I feel like in this sense, these birds are squawking to you, but they're squawking to you like, snap out of it, move, you're being stagnant. You have these rose colored glasses on, but you're blind. Like these glasses are not showing you shit. Like you're blind. You're up here thinking everything's all good. This shit's not all good. You have hurt in your heart. Your inner child, you're up here. These two cards being opposite, it's so funny because I feel like they're the same card. Like, okay. Okay. I feel like for some of you, you had a really good childhood, right? Like it was great. It was what you go back to when you think of happy times. But in your pre-adolescence to adolescence, your teenage years, some shit went down and you choose, and that's what you're not focusing on. You're focusing on from where you're happy, where you were last time you were happy to now, because now you're on your spiritual journey, and being on this journey is making you happy. So you're linking the two together, but you're skipping over the hurt that happened in the middle of this. Okay, and that is what's screaming out for healing. That is what's screaming for a rebirth. That is what is the disillusionment that you're having right now. Like you skipping over that. And then your guys are yelling at you like, you think you've healed this shit, but wake up. Like, you haven't healed shit. Like, they're pulling, like, you could take this card as such a violent card, but I feel like in this instance, they're pulling her hair, trying to get her to move out of this spot. Like, she has cobwebs. She's been here for so long, and they're like squawking at her like, you need to move. You need to start to move on. You need to deal with this shit so you can really actually move on. Really actually be this. Be where you think you really are. But you need to do it. And we're trying to pull these binds off of you. We're trying to, it's funny that you got two cards that are blindfolded. With guys that are looking at you like, get it together. Wake up. Look at this shit for what it really is. Because you're not looking at it for what it is. I feel like you don't want to really face something that really got you in a... with your guides being here, they looking at you lovingly. Some of you got different types of guides going on. You have some guys that are actually hands-on helping you. You have guys that are standing back and they're helping with messages. They're not as close, but you can hear them. Whereas you have other ones that are like with the shits. they really forcing you to do the work. And if you don't, then you probably sometimes feel guilty. Like, get this sense of real guilt, like, I know I'm not doing the shit I'm supposed to be doing, because they hear this inner turmoil that you have, and they're squawking it to you. They're like, you ain't doing shit. You not fooling anyone. You definitely not fooling us. You may have some other folks fooled, but you're not fooling us. And you definitely have guys that are trying to help you. So they're saying you're not no longer, you're not in autopilot mode anymore. You're definitely more spiritual, but you're not fully in tune with yourself yet. Like your drum is in the reverse right here. And I feel like that's saying that you're not really truly in tune with yourself. Like, you're finding yourself, but you're not fully in tune. And you're not using your guides either. You're trying to do this alone. And your guides are sitting here, like, you're over here and you're upside down. Again, your drum is upside down. And they're sitting there waiting on you to ask for help, to seek their guidance. And they're sitting there like, he'll come around eventually, but, you know, we're here. Whenever you're ready to get yourself from off this out of this I can do it by myself shit that got you turned upside down and really ready for some help, then we'll come help you. Yeah, they're watching you. You are not alone. They are watching you. I feel like if you were to meditate more, you would hear them more. feel like there's some things in your life you need to learn to get rid of as well. That's hindering you. Like you're trying to tune yourself with nature, tune yourself with spirit and your spirituality, but you have a lot of baggage that you're trying to incorporate into this new lifestyle. And they see you, but you can't really get in tune with them because you got a lot of shit around you that's not working for you. So I see that you will eventually, you will take the steps that you need to take in order to get more spiritually in tune. I feel like you're a person who will benefit from being in nature, being around animals, being around water, being around plants. Your nature will definitely help you on your journey. Because he's very confident in himself. He's like, I command this shit. I live this. I am this. So I definitely feel like you have some baggage that you need to let go of. Old things, not just internally either, like actual shit you need to let go of. The old things from the past that you're holding on to that you don't need, that even some of it even brings up bad memories or will eventually lead you down a road to bad memories. You need to let it go. If you can't let it go right now, lock it away and don't look at it for a while. But you definitely, it's giving me cluttered mental energy here. Yeah. Radical rebirth. That's what I'm saying. This is about becoming a new you, but you can't keep thinking about looking at it, thinking you're doing something new when you're really not. You really need to make that change and really dig deep and change some things within yourself. We have grounding. Again, I feel like that is the letting go of some issues, letting go of some physical things. I feel like letting go of some physical things also will help you emotionally to let go of some emotional things. And they also have pleasure. I feel like once you let go of those things, you ground yourself, you will start to really feel good about your progress. I feel like this nostalgia card is giving you false hope, and you know it's false hope, you know it's false security. You know this. And once you really get in tune with yourself, get your drum upright, you will feel better about where you are on your journey. You won't be so lonely waiting for this shit to happen. You will realize that it's happening. Grief. Yeah, so you don't want to deal with this pain. So you've blocked it out. I really feel like you blocked whatever this is, you've blocked it out. And you not necessarily thought about not thinking about it. You just choose not to think about it. You choose not to work on it. You choose to say, you say, I don't think about it. It's not, you feel like you're over it. Like you've let it go. But you didn't heal it, so you didn't really let it go. You didn't forgive yourself. You didn't forgive anyone else. You didn't forgive the situation. You just ignored it. And ignoring something is not letting it go. Yeah, you need to go through that grieving period of letting this shit go. Of actually doing the work to let it go. Let's end this with a crystal, some crystal wisdom. I don't know if this is dark, and it got dark all of a sudden, but you know, it is what it is. Peace. I am an instrument of peace, and I feel like that's what you're really looking for. I feel like your journey is peace right now. Like your first step on what you're trying to do, I feel like you're trying to get all this extra spiritual awakening. You want gifts, you want the shit you heard about. But what you really want deep down inside, what this here wants, is peace. It no longer wants to go through this torture that it's been going through. Like is your heart is very, it's sad. Like I feel like you don't show it. You show this to everyone. Everyone sees you as this. But this is who you really are inside. You're hurting. You're hurting bad. And no one sees it. You don't tell anyone about it. You just suffer in silence. And it's weighing you down. It's weighing you, is holding you back. And I feel like if you're older and this trauma hasn't happened as a teenager, this may have been like relationships as well. This is giving me relationships vibes as well, and soul ties. Like you have these ties. Your heart has ties to all these different painful either people or situations. And you're not only tied to it, it's wrapped around you. You can't move, and you feel all of that. And you remember these ties. Like some of this is carrying information to you, so that you don't ever really forget. It's always coming back to you when you least expect it. A memory here, a memory there, a memory there, a memory there. It's always coming back to you so that you can relive this pain that you're in. You need to let it go. You need to find peace. And grieving and going through the steps of recognizing it, forgiving, examining it, assessing it, grieving through it, will let it go, and you will finally find your peace. So yeah, I guess the message of this is quit looking at your situation with rose-colored glasses and just put on some regular ass glasses and get to work. Yeah. Spirit is saying rose-colored shit is still shit. Yeah, absolutely. Rose-colored shit is still shit. So, I hope this helps someone out there. I hope that, you know, you do the work to heal yourself, heal your heart. Like, it's been through a lot and it deserves healing. You deserve healing. You deserve peace. You deserve to really be this person. You really deserve the 6 of Cups. But you have to work at it to actually get it. Okay? All right. Thank you all. See you in the next one.